Imagine being 21 years old, an up-and-coming actress, getting ready for a big break interview when someone buzzes your apartment. You go to see who it is. Then next thing you know, you're in the back of an ambulance, slowly fading away from life. This is what happened to Rebecca Schaeffer. I'm Psycho Rick. Welcome to my world.
For your dolly, sleepless moon, don't dare let her tremble for the way it should.
Born in Eugene, Oregon on November 6, 1967, Rebecca Schaeffer was described as a happy, energetic girl that was full of life. Raised in the Jewish religion, she initially had aspirations of becoming a rabbi, but those plans would suddenly change when she began modeling in junior high, where also during that time, she had gained some modeling status appearing in store catalogs, TV commercials, and was an extra in a TV film. At age 16, Rebecca's parents allowed her to move to New York by herself to pursue her dream of becoming a big-time model. While she worked, she attended a professional children's school. Later on that same year, Rebecca would land the role of Annie Barnes on the daytime TV soap opera One Life to Live. She played the role for 6 months. And during that time, she still kept attempting to find modeling work. But there was a slight problem. Being 5'7", she was considered too short by high fashion standards. So after trying many times and in many places like New York and Japan, Rebecca decided to mainly focus on her acting career. In 1986, while working as a waitress, she appeared on the cover of 17 magazine. This caught the eye of TV producers, and next thing you know, she landed the role of a lifetime, where she played Patty Russell, a teenage girl who moved from Oregon to San Francisco to live with her sister in the hit TV comedy, My Sister Sam. It lasted for a season and a half before getting canceled. After the show, Rebecca will go on to land other supporting roles like Out of Time, The End of Innocence, and Scenes from the Class Struggle in Beverly Hills. However, this would be the movie that would cause her trouble in Rebecca's near future. For though she was catching the eye of Hollywood, she was also catching the eye of many fans. One in particular was Robert John Bardo. Bardo became obsessed with Schaeffer and wrote a fan letter to her many times until one time she answered. This answering was probably the motivation in 1997 when he traveled to Los Angeles and tried to gain access to the set of My Sister Sam in order to meet Rebecca, but security wouldn't allow him access in. He then tried again a month later, only this time he was armed with a knife. Yet again, he was prevented access by security. So he returned to Tucson, Arizona, where he lost focus of Rebecca for a while and turned towards other celebrity obsessions. That was until 1989, when Robert Bardo watched the movie Scenes from the Class Struggles in Beverly Hills that I mentioned earlier. You see, in one part of that movie, Rebecca Schaeffer was in bed with an actor. Bardo became so enraged with jealousy because in his mind, that was betrayal. Betrayal he felt should be punished. So Bardo hired a private detective and paid him $250 to find Rebecca's home address, mimicking Arthur Richard Jackson. But that's another story. After he got the address, Robert Bardo took a Ruger GP 100 .357 handgun and left for Los Angeles. That day, on July 18, 1989, Rebecca Schaeffer was getting ready for an audition for a role in The Godfather Part 3 and was waiting for the script to be delivered when her doorbell rang. When she answered it, there stood Robert Bardo. He showed her a letter and an autograph that she had previously sent him. There was a short conversation before she asked him to leave. Bardo then went to a nearby diner, had breakfast, before once again going back to Rebecca's apartment. Only when she answered this time, Robert Bardo pulled out the .357 out of the paper bag and shot Rebecca point blank in the chest. Paramedics was called and she was rushed to the hospital, but a half hour after her arrival, she was pronounced dead. The next day, Bardo was arrested in Tucson after running through traffic on Interstate 10. Upon arrest, he immediately confessed to the murders. Bardo was charged with first-degree murder and was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Two years after Rebecca Schaeffer's murder, the state of California passed a law preventing the DMV from releasing private addresses. And in 1994, all 50 states passed the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. Rebecca's death also prompted Congress to pass America's first anti-stalking law. Also during Bardo's trial, the prosecutor in this case was none other than Marcia Clark, the same woman who prosecuted O.J. Simpson. Rebecca Schaeffer is buried at the Mojave Shalom Cemetery in Portland, Oregon. She was 21 years old. I'm Psycho Rick. Thanks for watching.
There's room enough for two in the light. For your dolly, sleep has flown. Don't